There's something profoundly magical that happens when the sun sets and the world transitions into silvery darkness. While most gardens are celebrated for their daytime glory, there exists an entirely different realm of botanical beauty that awakens under the moon's gentle luminescence. If you've been searching for a deeper connection to nature, a more meaningful way to decompress from the relentless pace of modern life, or simply a sacred space that feels uniquely yours, then creating a moonlight herb garden might be the transformative practice you've been yearning for. This isn't just about growing plants in the evening hours, it's about cultivating a living sanctuary that soothes your nervous system, invites contemplation, and offers healing through the ancient rhythm of nocturnal blooms and moon-blessed herbs. Designing your lunar oasis, where magic meets practicality. The foundation of your moonlight garden begins with understanding how nighttime gardening differs fundamentally from traditional daylight cultivation. Your ideal location should receive dappled moonlight or ambient light from nearby sources without harsh artificial glare that disrupts the natural twilight atmosphere. Consider spaces near a bedroom window where you can gaze out at your nocturnal sanctuary, or a secluded corner of your patio that becomes your evening retreat. The beauty of moonlight gardening is that it thrives in conditions other gardens might struggle with. Partial shade during the day becomes an asset rather than a limitation, as many night-blooming and aromatic herbs prefer protection from intense afternoon sun. Your design approach should embrace the sensory experience of nighttime. Unlike daytime gardens where visual appeal dominates, moonlight gardens engage all your senses in ways that promote genuine relaxation and nervous system regulation. Start with containers or raised beds in light colors, like white, cream, or maybe even pale stone. These shades reflect available moonlight and, well, they create luminous focal points in the darkness. It's a simple way to make your garden feel magical at night. Incorporate different textures and heights to create movement and interest, even when color fades into shadow. Add elements that respond to evening breezes, delicate wind chimes with soft melodic tones rather than jarring sounds, ornamental grasses that whisper in the night air, or trailing plants that dance with every gentle gust. These touches bring a sense of life and gentle motion to your nighttime garden. Consider a small water feature with a quiet trickling sound or smooth river stones that retain daytime warmth and slowly release it as the temperature drops. This creates a subtle thermal experience that, adds another dimension to your sensory garden. The pathway through your moonlight garden matters more than you might initially think. It's best to use materials that glow softly under the moon and starlight, like crushed white shells, pale gravel, or maybe even stepping stones in light granite. If you decide to add some subtle lighting, I'd suggest going for warm amber solar lights positioned low to the ground, kind of mimicking the glow of fireflies rather than using harsh spotlights. The main goal here is to enhance, not overpower, the natural nocturnal ambiance. Moonlit herb superstars, plants that thrive in twilight. Now, we arrive at the heart of your nocturnal sanctuary, the plants themselves. Evening primrose really stands as the queen of moonlight gardens, opening her delicate yellow blooms as dusk settles in and releasing a sweet, subtle fragrance that actually intensifies after dark. This biennial herb has been used for centuries to address nervous tension and hormonal balance, and simply sitting near blooming evening primrose creates an almost meditative state. The flowers open so quickly at dusk that you can actually watch the petals unfurl, a daily miracle that never loses its wonder. Moonflower, the nocturnal cousin of morning glory, produces enormous white trumpet-shaped blooms that can reach 6 inches across and release an intoxicating jasmine-like perfume that carries on evening breezes. Night-blooming jasmine, despite its name, isn't a true jasmine, but a member of the nightshade family with an unforgettable fragrance that many describe as the most beautiful scent in the plant kingdom. This shrub blooms prolifically throughout warm months, with small greenish-white tubular flowers that seem unremarkable by day, but release waves of sweet perfume after sunset. The scent has natural anxiolytic properties, meaning it actively helps reduce anxiety at a physiological level. Don't overlook the humble herbs that take on new character in moonlight. White flowering varieties of lavender, such as lavandula angustifolia, nana alba, create silvery mounds that shimmer in low light while releasing their calming essential oils more intensely as temperatures cool. Lemon balm, particularly when brushed against during evening walks through your garden, releases citrus mint aromatics that are both uplifting and calming. White variegated mints, like pineapple mint or apple mint with cream edges, practically glow in twilight and offer cooling refreshment when you harvest leaves for evening tea. Plant aromatic herbs along pathway edges where your movements naturally release their volatile oils, creating what herbalists call an aromatherapy garden that works passively as you move through the space. Nighttime garden rituals. Deepening your practice. Your moonlight garden becomes truly transformative when you establish consistent evening rituals that signal to your nervous system that it's time to transition from doing to being. Begin with a simple grounding practice the moment you step into your garden space. Remove your shoes if weather permits, feeling the earth or stone beneath your feet, and take 3 slow breaths while consciously acknowledging that you're leaving the day's concerns outside this sanctuary. This boundary setting is powerful and trains your mind to associate your moonlight garden with rest and restoration. Develop a practice of gentle movement meditation among your plants. This isn't formal yoga or structured exercise, but rather intuitive stretching, swaying with evening breezes, or simply walking slowly while touching different plants and noticing their textures. Deadhead spent blooms, check soil moisture, or harvest herbs for tea. These simple tasks become moving meditation when performed with full attention and without rushing. The Japanese concept of Shinrin-yoku or forest bathing applies beautifully to nighttime gardens, where the absence of visual stimulation allows other senses to heighten and create space for the parasympathetic nervous system to activate. Harvesting herbs for evening tea becomes a ritual of gratitude and intention. As you gather lemon balm leaves, evening primrose flowers, or chamomile blooms, thank each plant and state your intention for the tea, perhaps deeper sleep, release of anxiety, or simply peaceful presence. Prepare your infusion mindfully, watching steam rise and inhaling the aromatics, then return to your garden to sip slowly while sitting quietly. This complete cycle from garden to cup to peaceful consumption creates a powerful anchor in your evening routine that your body and mind will come to crave and rely upon. Your sanctuary under the stars, a lasting legacy of peace. As your moonlight garden matures through the seasons, you'll notice something pretty remarkable happening. What began as a project becomes a presence in your life, a living teacher that shows you the value of slowing down, the beauty of embracing darkness rather than fighting it, and the healing that comes from aligning with natural rhythms. Your garden will become a refuge not just for you, but for nocturnal pollinators, moths, bats, and night-flying insects that are just essential to ecosystem health and really deserve their own protected spaces. You're creating habitat and beauty simultaneously, contributing to something larger than your individual wellness. I encourage you to document your moonlight garden journey, not for social media performance, but for your own reflection. Notice which plants you're drawn to repeatedly, how your sleep quality shifts over time, and whether you find yourself reaching for stress coping mechanisms less frequently as your garden practice deepens. Sharing your experience with others who might benefit from this approach to wellness can be really rewarding. Maybe invite a friend to sit quietly in your nocturnal sanctuary, or consider gifting seedlings of your favorite moonlight plants to someone who, could use a little more peace in their life. Your moonlight herb garden is just waiting to be born, offering you nightly invitations to step away from screens and stress into a world of silvery beauty, healing fragrance, and, honestly, profound calm. If this vision resonates with you, please subscribe to Healing Gardens so we can keep exploring the timeless connection between plants, wellness, and those natural rhythms that restore us. Share this video with anyone in your life who deserves the gift of a tranquil sanctuary under the stars. Together, we're cultivating not just gardens but a more peaceful, connected way of living.